Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Vice Chairman Niti Aayog, Dr. Raghunath Mashelkarji, Chairman Innovation Council KPIT Technologies Limited, Mr. V. Pandit, Chairman KPIT Technology Limited, all distinguished guests, audience, and all my dear friends. It gives me an immense pleasure to address the KPIT Sparkle 2021 event virtually on new innovation in the field of energy and mobility for the future. I would like to congratulate all winning ideas, which will soon come into the reality under the mentorship of KPIT Technologies and academia industry experts. I am happy to know that 21,000 plus students participated from 1,000 academic institutions in this nationwide innovation contest. I really appreciate the jury members and organizers for fair evaluation and finalization of top 20 ideas of 2,700 plus ideas received. I would like to extend my best wishes to all budding entrepreneurs who have actively participated and showcased their intellectual capabilities on competent grounds. I firmly believe that no idea is waste. We can refine it and come up with new dimensions. I wish you all an exciting and fruitful journey of innovations, ideas to final product development, and I'm sure it would be definitely beneficial. Being a road transport and highway minister, I am responsible for both mobility and accessibility of every citizen in the country. I am focusing on last mile connectivity with the focus on sustainable models of transport. I am working for rapid development of world-class access control greenfield road network and infrastructure across the length of nation. We have second largest road network in the world, and we are making world records in road construction without compromise on quality of construction. Presently, our achievement is very historical. In Solapur-Vijapur road construction, the one-lane road 25 kilometer constructed in 24 hours. And in Mumbai-Delhi Express Highway, the 2.5 kilometer 4-lane cement concrete road, they already make world record and the construct complete road within 24 hours. So these are the new thing where we are achieving goals, and presently we are 33 kilometer per day. And I am confident that at the end of March, we will come to 40 kilometer per day. Probably it is the highest in the world. While increasing the number of quality roads, I need to support of young engineers and minds like all of you for designing a smart and efficient transportation system. I'm just giving an example that yesterday I have received a presentation from a famous consultant who is from L&T for regarding the problem of Pune Ahmednagar road. From Wagholi to Shirur, we are constructing 2-layer bridges. Many of the places there is ground level 6-lane, then 8-lane bridge, and then 8-lane bridge. So the idea is very innovative. And at the same time, at the last level, we are planning for making of cable car or ropeway with the using of the same structure, from making it from Wagholi to Shirur. So I have given this idea to the consultant, and we don't to develop this totally in a PPP mode, because this is the very heavily traffic jam problem in the area. So we are planning for public transport system on electricity. So there is a lot of potential for new ideas. We have to strengthen our public and intercity transport systems by using the fuel. Electricity is very important because the import substitute, cost effective, pollution free and indigenous is the basic theme behind all the subjects. All public transport modes should be integrated and well planned to serve each part of the city and district. Presently, we have taken a decision to conversion of diesel buses and truck on CNG or LNG. LNG is the fuel for the future. We don't have any option because the lot of companies are now developing trucks on LNG and CNG also, but at the same time, some truck they are developing on electric. It is a great pleasure for me. Just 1 month before I launched JCB on CNG. So now all manufacturers are working on the line to use electricity as a fuel. and everyone is making research for that, and that is the reason that your competition is very important. We are shifting city buses, taxis, autos to run on 100% electricity and other alternative fuels like bio CNG and LNG. I am confident that the way in which the progress is going on, within 2 years, the price of two-wheeler, petrol two-wheeler, four-wheeler and bus and electric will be same, because the way in which the people are now making lot of investment and research, by which I am confident that we will get a very reasonably good solutions. We are now also working not only on lithium ion battery, where 81% of the battery is manufactured in India, but at the same time our lot of institutions, research organization, government department like ISRO and other people, they are working on sodium ion, zinc ion, aluminum ion, steel ion, and also hydrogen fuel cell. I am confident that as early as possible we will start using of hydrogen as a fuel. So 100% the way in which the technology is developed, and we are encouraging all new innovations and technology, I am sure that we will get the solution from all these things. With the use of digital technologies and biofuels, we can save huge import expenses. Presently, our import is of 8 lakh crore, and within 5 years, it will go up to 18 lakh crore. You think about the economic value for that. At the same time, pollution is a big concern. So because of diesel, we are facing lot of pollution problem, and that is the reason that we need to go for alternative fuel. And exactly we need to make use of fuel where we can make fuel from biomass, particularly by using biotechnology. We can increase the productivity of biomass, and by using biomass to make it bio CNG and also going for ethanol. Even we are making lot of plantation of bamboos, and already Indian Oil has one big project in Northeast making ethanol from bamboo. So these are the future about green fuel where we need to make more concentration on it, and government is encouraging all the new innovations. I need support of young minds like you for researching alternatives of current battery technologies such as sodium ion, aluminum ion, zinc ion, and we are also work towards green hydrogen as a fuel. So where I know that Mr. Pandit and his organization is already doing a lot of experiments. So this is the time for the country that we need to have appropriate research by which we can make the economic viability, import substitute, and at the same time we can reduce the pollution. I recently chaired a meeting to find alternative of lithium ion batteries, and will soon organize a roundtable conference on hydrogen fuel cells in Delhi. There is a huge potential for use of green and clean hydrogen fuel as a future transport fuel, and I congratulate KPIT Technologies Limited on development of prototype car running on hydrogen fuel cell technology. We must be futuristic in our approach and should ensure that in less than 5 years, India emerges as a world leader in the area of mobility and sustainable transport. Presently, our turnover in automobile sector is 4,50,000 crore, out of which 1,40,000, 45,000 crore is export. And now the automobile component is concerned, we have more than 75% of auto component we are making here, and 20-25% is import. When I have a meeting with the manufacturers, I clearly tell them that immediately you have to take the preventive measures, that you should be make in India and made in India all auto components in the country. Otherwise, we will try to increase more duty on imported automobile components. So all are in the line to make it all here in India, and that is very important. The second important thing is because of scrapping policy. Now the aluminum, steel, rubber, plastic, copper, and everything is now can be available with a cheaper rate, by which we can make the automobile clusters near port area. We have already increased the draft of the port by 18 meter, by which we can take the ship of 2 lakh ton coming to the port like Kandla, Tuticorin, all over the country. We have 12 major port, and by which we can import all this automobile waste from the world, and we can make the processing by making automobile clusters, and we will reduce the cost. I am confident that we will make automobile industry within 5 years of 10 lakh crore, and India will be the number one manufacturing hub of automobile industry. Already we have all big brands present in the market, in the Indian market. And now by making already our ancillary industries are very strong. And by our research and availability of raw material, we can reduce the cost of the auto components by which we can 100% going to be economically viable as per the prices are concerned. So I feel that to fulfill the dream of our Prime Minister Atmanirbhar Bharat, the role of automobile industry is very important. Presently, this is the industry which is giving maximum employment potential. So I am sure that within 5 years we are going to become the number one manufacturing hub of automobile in the world. And for e-vehicles, there is a huge potential. The way in which our people are working, our organization, our corporates, our manufacturers, making their research on, particularly on lithium battery, and lot of research are going on, by which I am confident that 100% we are going to be this 100% world leader in the e-vehicle. There is a need of innovation, design, research, and development of economically viable advanced mobility means like broad gauge metro system also. This is also a very, very great potential. In Nagpur also, actually, the project consultant, actually the project visualize and actually consultant is, I am also a consultant for that project. I designed this project and it is start from Nagpur to Amravati, Nagpur to Gondia, Nagpur to Chandrapur, and Nagpur to Chhindwara, and Nagpur to Baitul, Nagpur to Ramtek, and Nagpur to Varsa. So this total project is on broad gauge. Using the same broad gauge line with the signal system and station, the cost of the metro is 350 crore rupees per kilometer. And my broad gauge metro concept is only 5 crore rupees per kilometer. And now we have planned a meeting with the all entrepreneurs, and we want to purchase 100 metros. The costing coming to 36 crore of 8 rolling stocks, but now we will make it up to 30 to 35 crores. And from MSME we are giving loan to every individual who is educated and unemployed. And the driver will belong to Nagpur Metro, and the speed of this metro will be 140 kilometer per hour. Presently, Nagpur to Amravati, it takes 2.5 hours. But because of this metro, it will be 1 hour 20 minutes. And there will be economic class and business class. And economic class ticket will be equal to the ticket of state transport. So it is going to win-win situation for the poor people also. And there will be a restaurant, there will be, just like the private airlines, everything will be available there. And now we are going to launch this, all permissions are already we are getting. And now we are planning to purchase the 100 metros. For that, we are on the line. So this can be a very, very idea we can develop everywhere in the country. Just like from Delhi to Jaipur, Delhi to Ludhiana, Delhi to Jalandhar, Delhi to Amritsar, then Delhi to Saharanpur. So different way by using the same existing broad gauge metro area of railway, and it is benefited to railway also because there is no need for passenger and express railway. So that is already in the big losses. So it is all the problem of railway also, and the public private investment in the sector will encourage the public transport on electricity. This is really a good model. Regarding road train buses also we are working on it. Now the rules of business has already changed, and the Prime Minister has given me the responsibility for ropeway, cable car, and Fanakul railway. I will request all of you also to plan it. Now we want to make this Delhi Mumbai Express Highway is a e-highway. I have actually got a part to visit in Sweden. There was one 20-kilometer rail was there on the road that was charged, and the 20-kilometer truck and buses are charged, and again they will go 200 kilometer, again 20 kilometer they charge. The system was very good. There are a lot of new innovation in charging system. My suggestion is you can think about it. We have an NHI. We are making 22 green express highway. So these are all totally new green express highway where we can make this technology affordable and we can do it. But we are searching of exactly the for appropriate technology. So you must be futuristic in our approach and should ensure that in less than 5 years, India emerges as a world leader in the area of mobility and sustainable transport. There is a need of innovation, design, research, and development of economically viable advanced mobility, means like broad gauge, metro system, road train buses, ropeway, funicular rail, and seaplanes is also important. The amphibious seaplane is very important. Already we have cleared giving all permission for that. The 18-seater seaplane Amphibious seaplane cost is 17 to 18 crore. So it can take 18 people in the plane, and we can develop all our lakes, dams, and everywhere in the country as a water port. And we can take the advantage of this. This is very important, where we need support from the new innovators. We must think out of box and promote ideas such as two-wheeler taxis. This is very innovative transport solution. Already we have given guidelines to the all state governments. It can be widely used for personal transport, e-business, food and light good delivery purpose. Our transport mode should be accessible and well facilitated for persons with disabilities, that is Divyanjans, low floor buses, proper seating arrangement, wheelchair accessible passage, and space and toilets should be ensured for this weaker section of the society. We have surplus solar energy that we can use for generation of ample amount of electricity. Solar rooftop at bus ports, metro stations, elevated corridors, and solar panel installation along highways can fulfill our electricity requirement to larger extent. Just 3 days before, we have signed the agreement with World Bank, and they are giving 4,000 crore. The State Bank is the mediator by which all our MSME we are going to convert into the solar panel, by which they will get the electricity from that. So this can type a new initiative we can encourage. Our government has recently announced voluntarily vehicle scrapping policy. We are expecting that more than 1 crore old and unfit vehicle would be removed, and 25 to 30% harmful vehicular pollution will be reduced in the country. My aim is to construct 40-kilometer road per day as how we can improve the efficiency of construction equipment and machines with the help of technologies. We have framed a green highway policy where plantations are being carried along the length of national highway. Just 2 days before, I was in Dwarka Express Highway near Gurgaon. That is of 29-kilometer highway only. The cost is 10,000 crore. We are making 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, and 4 layer flyovers there. It is really a engineering marvel. So now on that road, we have successfully transplanted 12,000 trees, and the success rate is 84%. So in whole NHI project now we are using this transplantation policy where we can save the life of the trees. We have framed green highway policy where plantations are being carried along the national highway. Enforcement of traffic rules is a major challenge for all the agencies in the country like India. And innovators like all of you can give us feasible solutions based on artificial intelligence and Internet of Things, IoT, for effective implementation of rules and regulation for safe and efficient traffic operations. Lot of initiative already we have taken in this direction. I always say that the science, technology, skill, research, innovation, entrepreneurship, and the world's best practices together, we call it as a knowledge, and conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future. You should keep in mind that final innovation and solutions should be indigenous, reliable, economically viable, and eco-friendly. Dear friends, 65% of our population lives in rural India. We have rural, tribal, and village and agriculture economy, which contribute very less in the nation's GDP. People there are economically, socially, educationally backward. Their problems, issues are different. Many a time they have no migrate towards urban area in search of jobs and opportunities. I urge all young entrepreneurs, academia people, industry experts, incubators, and KPIT team to focus on this area. We have just developed the paint from cow dung. It is successfully doing. Now the 3,000 people now they are going to start the industry in the rural area. They can give 5 rupees per kg rate for the cow dung. Every person who have 5 animals, he will get at least 10 to 12,000 rupees per month from that. And the paint is very good. The distemper and oil enamel paint both are very good as per the international quality standards are concerned. And they have more 8 features which are not in this chemical paint. So 100% price is the half of the paint. So we need to develop the technology which is going to create more employment in agriculture, rural and tribal area. Our industry, village industry turnover is 88,000 crore. And my highest priority as a MSME minister to make it up to 5 lakhs crore within 5 years. So village industry is the best important mission for me. So we need to develop the technology, particularly in the village area, agriculture and rural and tribal area. Without that, eradication of poverty, utilization of resources, and stopping urban migration, these are the important mission for all of us. Similarly, diversification of agriculture towards power and energy is very important. Recently, we are developing ethanol economy. Present size is of 20,000 crore. And just 2 days before, the petroleum minister assured me for giving permission for ethanol pumps, where the flex engines are there. We can use 100% petrol or 100% ethanol. So ethanol is already there. It is the rate of ethanol is 62 rupees per liter, and petrol is 100 rupees. So definitely that is going to be give a good saving to the people, and it is a green fuel. So 100% we are encouraging all these new innovations. The flex engines are available of all these brands in Brazil, Canada, and USA. All the BMW, Mercedes, Ford, Hyundai, they all type, these are flex engine available. But in India, we don't have flex engine. 8 days before, I have a meeting with Siam, and they promised me that April 1st, March first week, they are assuring me that the concrete proposal we will come to you. So 100% I am confident that we will start the flex engine in the country, by which we can create the market for ethanol. And government is already giving permission to making ethanol from corn, rice, and from biomass. So already the molasses, from ethanol from molasses, ethanol from sugarcane juice, and ethanol from BAB molasses is already there. So we can increase the capacity of ethanol, and we can make the ethanol economy of 2 lakh crore. This is very important. The Praj industry in Pune has already successfully making of butanol, where it can use in the aviation fuel 100%. So these are the new innovations which are very important, and government is 100% going to support them. Finally, the contribution of all stakeholders towards upliftment of all in the society would definitely serve our Honorable Prime Minister vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat and India becoming global superpower economy by 2025. Once again, I congratulate winners and thankful to KPIT Technologies Limited for inviting me as a guest of honor at KPIT Sparkle 2021 event and providing me a platform to interact with the young entrepreneurs. My ministry is positively looking forward for suggestions and recommendations on better mobility and energy prospect for the country in the coming future. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, Gadkari ji, for your very kind words, and they are highly motivational. With your kind permission, I would like to ask you one question on behalf of all the young innovators that KPIT Sparkle platform is connected. We all know that Atmanirbhar Bharat is the pivotal initiative, which is the vision of our Prime Minister Modi ji, and your ministry is also doing a lot of initiatives. So one question that young innovators would like to know is how would they contribute to your vision of clean and green and safe mobility? Because you stressed on indigenous solutions to be developed. So how can KPIT Sparkle also collaborate with your ministries with the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, so that we can reach out to the students, especially from the grassroots levels of the country, where they don't get exposed to a lot of these privileges. So we'd like to know your thoughts on
this. Many people are working on silos. So with the help of Niti Aayog, we organize a big meeting with the ISRO, Science and Technology Department, Prime Minister's scientific advisor, even some of the people from corporate, new innovators also. And actually the response was very good. And I am not the expert of this subject, but the preliminary, my impression was that for 5 to 6 years, we need to make more work on lithium-ion battery, because it can be a good solution for us. And 81% of batteries already we are manufacturing in India. Even regarding this availability of lithium-ion, day by day the cost is now decreasing. I feel that it can be possible that we will get the reasonable cost. But meanwhile, in the development of the other alternatives for sodium ion, zinc ion, aluminum ion, and steel ion, the people are working on it. If we get some successful solution on that, we can also adopt that solution. The most important thing is making hydrogen. And how to get hydrogen? People were telling me that we can get it hydrogen from the water. But there also economics is equally important. What my suggestion is, the research is very important. But research with economic viability is more important than that. Because if we may have a good research, it may be, but without economic viability, it's of no use. Ultimately, we need to use all these things into large level, and we have to make it success story. For that reason, a good technology with economic viability is very important. The other important area is presently our country is very poor. So now we are converting our diesel buses on bio-CNG. And I just launched my own tractor on bio-CNG. And now we are making bio-CNG from rice straw. So this can be resolved the problem of agriculture area, because the people who are using commercial tractor, their saving is 3 lakhs rupees per year. And the people who are using in agriculture, their saving is 1 lakh to 1,50,000 per year. This can be a great thing. And we have the area like Haryana, Punjab, some part of Uttar Pradesh. In Maharashtra, we have area like Chandrapur, Bandara, Gadchiroli, where the 3 crops of rice are there. So the rice straw is available and people are burning it. In place of that, we can use it. Today's subject is related with the automobile industry and the solutions, but I will request Dr. Mashelkar ji that in Delhi, Jawaharlal Nehru University, in their IITs, one of the professor give me the presentation making of biochar from biomass, and using that biochar for agriculture, the organic carbon in the land is increased. Somewhere we need to develop small projects. The farmers can make his own project like tandoor. He can burn the biomass there and get biochar from that. And 1 ton of biomass is giving 425 kg of biochar. And if 1 acre, if we can use 4 ton of biochar, it is going to change the complete scenario. Because in my area, the people who have 0.80 organic carbon, their sugarcane production is 100 ton per acre. And where there is 0.20, their production is 20-25 per ton, per acre, 20-25 ton. So my suggestion is this can be a good idea, where by the simple methodology, we can give idea to the farmers. Every farmers, by taking his biomass, which is available in his farm, and making it biochar from that, and using a biochar for increasing organic carbon. So this is going to be a great help to the farmer. So at the same time, presently in the automobile sector, people are doing a lot of experiments, but we need experiments, researches with the economic viability. The ISRO people are doing science and technology laboratory. At that time, the meeting, there was all people were present. And now my ministry and Niti Aayog is going to take the help of everybody and making the coordination, cooperation and communication between the stakeholders to find out the solution for that. But the preliminary, the idea is that going for lithium ion battery, every day, the cost of lithium battery is now reducing. So first phase, we use lithium ion battery. And for the second phase, we can going it for the aluminum ion, sodium ion, zinc ion, other type of alternative for that. The electric vehicle is the ultimately a good solution, because in India, we have got now lot of green power is available, and we are constantly increasing our capacity, potential for making of green power. So my suggestion is electric is the fuel for the future. At the same time, we need to think about agriculture, because our agriculture is in a big crisis. We have surplus sugar, surplus rice, surplus wheat, surplus corn. So somewhere the 65 to 70% of population is facing a lot of problem. Government is also facing the problem. Our MSP compared with these crops is higher than international market and market price. So it is a big problem. Somewhere we need to resolve that problem. So on the basis of that requirement, cost of the technology, availability of the technology and the use of technology for long term with economic viability, this can be a good solution. And the people like you who can think on this line and give the good solution for the country, I'm confident that a lot of people are working on it and will get 100% affordable, economically viable, and long-term good solutions for all the problems.